To our students, faculty, and staff, and to alumni and community members joining us today, welcome to our 41st Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration. I'd also like to acknowledge and welcome special guests who are joining us today. Newly appointed California Secretary of State, Dr. Shirley Weber. We appreciate your presence and congratulate you on your new role. We appreciate your ongoing contributions to our regional and state communities. Dr. Catherine Bongoli Medina, who will provide our keynote. Thank you for joining us. While the pandemic prevents us from gathering to march through downtown as we have for decades, our togetherness today is no less important. We can still feel the power that comes with honoring the memory and contributions of the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others whose work helps improve the lives and conditions of Black communities. But we live in a time that has ripped open historical traumas and made visible examples of ongoing injustice. It shows exactly how Black, Brown, and Indigenous people are experiencing disproportionate discrimination, and that often as frontline workers, many of them have faced the greatest risk during the pandemic. At the same time, in our streets and parks, in private homes and hotels, events amplify the racism, profiling, and hatred people have experienced in this country for generations, and merely because they are being their true and beautiful selves. We honor again the names and lives of those lost to racism and racial injustice. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ramee Fells, and Rhea Milton, and others before and after them. These killings force our attention on ways the health, economic stability, and freedoms of some have been significantly compromised. Please take a moment of silence with me in memory of those we have lost to COVID-19 and to acts of hatred. By speaking about the pains and acknowledging the contributions of Black people, we are not creating a different history. By uplighting members of Black communities, we are not undermining the lives of others. By creating space to speak through the experiences and by enriching the lives of Black people, we are not treading on the lives of opportunities of others. By working to ensure the safety and well-being of Black people, we are not compromising the health of others. We do seek equal justice under the law and the equity for people of color in our society, which our nation has long promised and never fully delivered. In the words of Dr. King, who said in accepting his Nobel Prize, "Sooner or later, all the people of the world will have to discover a way to live together in peace. If this is to be achieved, man must evolve for all human conflict a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love." Now is a time for changing hearts and changing minds. 2020 was a painful year, but also full of love, compassion, and care. And importantly, the year of the community change agent, those who stood to serve and protect others. Notably, we saw re-energized movements to improve the economic conditions, education, and health of Black communities, including our children. At SDSU, the work of faculty, staff, students, and supporters had led to important changes for our own campus. Those include new programs and funding for students. The Hal Brown Career Learning and Understanding Biases program, with a $500,000 gift from San Diego philanthropists Malin Burnham and Bob Payne. Founded in honor of Hal Brown, a civil rights and economic development leader, the program will further the success of Black students in becoming the next generation of community and business leaders. The largest gift ever for SDSU Black Resource Center comes from a San Diego attorney and SDSU alumnus, Stephen Bishop, who pledged a $50,000 matching gift this year. The funding will support a scholarship endowment and a community care fund. New programs are being created to improve training for law enforcement officers, and we introduced a requirement that every student in criminal justice takes a coursework on the lives and experiences of Black people and policing. These are a few of the many examples of the progress at SDSU. As someone who is inspired by the work of Dr. King, I thank every single person who spent even a minute of their lives pushing for difficult conversations, pushing back on racist and discriminatory actions and policies, and who nurture community. In the words of Dr. King, who wrote in his 1963 letter from the Birmingham jail, "Oppressed people cannot remain oppressed forever. Their yearning for freedom eventually manifests itself." Now, if we were together in person, I would ask you to turn to your neighbor and appreciate them. Not being able to do that in this format, I ask you to take a moment to see yourself, your whole self, your creativity, your intellect, your beauty, your love, your joy. I know you do not hear these words enough. I appreciate you. I respect you. I admire that you are your full self. Thank you.